Simple and plain. To be the best, you have to win. That's why I play the game.
So it's been well highlighted that the Los Angeles Lakers are one of the oldest teams in the league right now, if not the oldest team. And people are already counting us out, and I love it because it's going to make winning so much better, because with age also brings experience. But that doesn't mean that we haven't brought in some youth as well. We've signed guys like Kendrick Nunn, who I've said on multiple occasions now is going to be the Lakers' new secret weapon and could possibly even go in the running for Sixth Man of the Year this season coming off the bench. And then we were ultimately able to retain our young prospect in Taylor Horton-Tucker, who's going to look to improve on his game once again this season and for the foreseeable future for the Los Angeles Lakers. But another player that we brought in who's young and fresh is Malik Monk, who could have easily gotten a lot more money out there on the free agency market, but chose to come to the Lakers because he saw a huge opportunity to develop his game under the likes of Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook, and thought that he could really fit in and make things happen on this roster. So to me, that's already showing some good signs when you have a young, talented player who's willing to give up money for the development of his game. Already shows me that 1, he's mature for his age, and 2, he's willing to do whatever it takes to win a championship. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I think Malik Monk was such a good signing for the Lakers, and why I think this signing will go a long way to helping the Lakers win a championship this season. But before we get started, I want you guys to comment down below, out of the 3 young players that we now have on this squad, in Kendrick Nunn, Malik Monk, and Taylor Horton-Tucker, which one of those players do you think will have the most impact on the Lakers team this season? Comment down below right now. So why do I think Malik Monk is such a key signing for the Los Angeles Lakers for this upcoming season? Well, it's quite simply because he's always been a walking bucket. And yes, he's struggled offensively at times throughout his career in the NBA, but we're talking about a young player who's always known how to put the ball in the basket at the highest level. And we can already tell that back in his days when he was balling for the Kentucky Wildcats. I mean, this is a guy who came in his freshman year in college and dropped 47 points. And then would also go on to score multiple 30-point games that season as well, and really establish himself as one of the best young players in college that season. And then ultimately he would declare for the NBA draft and get drafted number 11th overall by the Charlotte Hornets. But in my opinion, out of all of the players in that draft class, Malik Monk was by far the best 3-point shooter. And this is a draft class which included the likes of Jason Tatum and Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox. So we knew that Malik Monk was going to come into this league and shoot the 3-point shot at a high level. And that's pretty much what he did. He came into the league and shot about 34% from the 3-point line, which is respectable for a first season player. Then he shot about 33% the next season. And then in his 3rd season, you know, that was up and down due to injury. But his last season on the Charlotte Hornets, he really upped the ante and shot 40% from the 3-point line. And that was again dealing with some injuries. So this is a guy who's come into the league and really been able to work on his shot and really been able to develop it, and is now shooting 40%, which is right up there with the elite shooters in this game. And when you look at the minutes played over his career at the Charlotte Hornets, he's only been able to average around 18 minutes per game. And that's simply because the Charlotte Hornets have a heavy guard rotation over there. You know, they got so many quality guards over there. Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham, and now LaMelo Ball. So he hasn't been able to establish himself as a starting player or a player that's really going to come off the bench and play that 6-man role. And now if you look at the brand new Lakers rotation, that shooting guard position is really up for grabs between Wayne Ellington, Malik Monk, and Kent Bazemore. And it's just a matter of who's coming into the practice facility and really wants to take it on board and really go out and grab that starting position. But even if he doesn't grab that starting position, that backup shooting guard role is going to be all his. So now we're going to see a Malik Monk who has a defined role in a team and can really focus on his game, knowing that he's going to feature heavily every single night for the Lakers. And this is a stat that has me really excited to have Malik Monk on the Lakers this season. Malik Monk played 5 games with at least 30 minutes last season for the Hornets. In those games, he averaged 22.2 points, 5 rebounds, 3.2 assists, and shot 52% from the 3-point line and 94% from the free throw line. And that's without players like Russell Westbrook and LeBron James feeding him wide open shots. So really the sky is the limit for Malik Monk on this team, and to score 22 points in 30 minutes just shows that he can really light it up, and he's a streaky shooter. And when you bring in a player like Russell Westbrook to run the point guard position, what do you need to build around him? You need elite 3-point shooters, these players that can spot up in the corners and shoot the ball effectively and also score off the dribble as well. And that's exactly what Malik Monk brings to the table, and to get him on the minimum contract is just absolutely perfect for the Lakers in my opinion. And as I mentioned before, he's a streaky shooter as well, so he can go on these hot streaks and really take over games. And before the Russell Westbrook trade, what were the Lakers on the market for? An elite 3-point shooter who can really get hot in Buddy Hield. So in some sense, I think the acquisition of Malik Monk can really be the Buddy Hield that we never had. And it's also perfect for LeBron James's game as well. I mean, what is the one thing that LeBron James loves playing with? Those streaky 3-point shooters that can really shoot the ball and turn the course of a game in LeBron James's favor. The J.R. Smiths of the world, the Ray Allens of the world, the KCPs of the world. You know, we've seen these guys get extremely hot off of the elite playmaking that LeBron James brings. And if there's one player that's going to hit you wide open and give you clean looks that you've never seen before, it's LeBron James. Wayne Ellington in his press conference said he's expecting to get wide open looks that he's never seen before, and it's going to be no different for a guy like Malik Monk. And he's also a very athletic player who has a pretty good ability to cut to the basket, and we've seen players in the past like Kyle Kuzma who are great at cutting to the basket. LeBron James can find those players pretty easily, and at the end of the day, that's just easy offense. He also has a lot of bounce, so he can catch lobs from Russell Westbrook or LeBron James, which is another positive. His athleticism is also going to help him on the defensive end. You know, he can get to balls quickly, dive on loose balls, get in those passing lanes, and really be effective on both ends for the Los Angeles Lakers. And again, this is just something that we haven't had in the past 2 seasons. These guys like Malik Monk and Kendrick Nunn that can really score on the offensive end, but also back it up on the defensive end as well. You know, we've had good role players in the past, but we haven't had those players who can just go out there and get themselves a bucket whenever they want and not have to rely on LeBron James or Anthony Davis to do everything out there on the floor. And Malik Monk is coming into this season with a chip on his shoulder. You know, he signed for the veteran minimum. This year he's going to go out there and prove to the league that he's worth so much more, and that's why he's going to be so valuable for this Los Angeles Lakers team, because he has the hunger to prove people wrong, the hunger to really establish himself in this league. So that's why I think he's going to be key to the Los Angeles Lakers championship run. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Malik Monk is going to be a valuable addition to this Lakers team this season? How good do you think he can be in this Lakers system? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss out on more Laker videos just like this one. But for now, it's been your boy Jay from Lakers Exclusive. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.